He said also
Greetings and blessings to you, my family. Greetings and blessings to you. All praises and thanks go to the Most High God, the Father, the Creator. All praises and thanks goes out to the Lord God, the Melchizedek. Continuation of our Zodiac Man, sign Aries. And now I'm doing desserts and some drinks all in one shot. So what are we doing today? We're going to be making a couple of raw desserts and a couple of drinks that are suited for the Arian. So just a reminder that Aries, you are the sulfur and phosphorus type. What does that mean again? Sulfur, you have sufficient in your system. However, you're light on phosphorus. You're missing mineral salts, like we discussed before, are potassium, magnesium, chlorine, and fluorine. And that's the reason why I've chosen the various fruits and vegetables today to make these desserts. So we'll be using banana and avocado and beets and almond and soursop and flaxseed and dates and so on, and cacao. So we're going to start off with our raw beet brownie. I know, but trust me when I tell you, it is actually very, very good. So what do we do? What do we need? We need a couple of beets that I use about 3 beets that equated to about 2 cups of beet pulps. Then you will need some cacao. You will need flaxseed, half a cup of flaxseed, some dates, almonds, and a bunch of spices. So your vanilla, your cinnamon, your maca, your ginger, sea salt, sour anise, and some nutmeg. We need to wash and peel or beet it. Then we are going to chop those up, dice them up. My processor doesn't accommodate a large beet like that. Beet is a root vegetable, so it's actually quite fibrous and hard to process through a typical blender. So for that reason, I dice them up to make it more manageable for my particular processor. Okay, so once I dice those up, I then put them through my juicer. It's my cold press juicer. It's going to push out the juice on one side and then the pulp on the other side, which is what I need for this dessert. So once I get all my juice and my pulp, I start putting together all of the items that I need for my dessert. So in my blender, I'm literally just going to add all of those items. I'm going to put in my beets, my almonds, and I'm using almonds as a flour, right? Just to kind of give you that flour consistency in a brownie. And then I'm also using flaxseed for that reason as well. But also it is quite high in phosphorus and magnesium. So that's why we're using that flaxseed. Then all of my warm spices, I just put them all into the blender and whisk away. Whisk away, and then you can then add half a cup of your beet juice to the mixture in the blender. Blend away, nice consistency. Once I get the mixture and the consistency is perfect, I then prepare my tray for it. I brush the bottom of the tray with a little bit of coconut oil. And then from there, I just use a ice cream scooper and scoop in 2 scoops of my beet brownie mixture. And then I place that in the freezer to get nice and firm. And that completes the steps for the brownie. Now, okay, so the next dessert we're gonna make using beets as well is a beet cacao pudding. So for the ingredients for this one is beet juice, 2 cups of beet juice, 2 Boro ripe bananas. Those are the small bananas. You can use whatever bananas you have, but those are obviously the original bananas and the better bananas for you. Then I'm adding a cup of coconut milk, and I love coconut milk, but you can use any other plant-based milk. Then including in that now, I'm adding my cacao powder, some maple syrup for a little bit of sweetener, an avocado, a tablespoon of lemon juice, and some pinch of the various spices, vanilla, cinnamon, nutmeg, and star anise. And all I do is just add all of those ingredients in my blender and whip away and serve. My little garnish there is a little bit of some pistachio nuts that just grind out and add on top. The other garnish is just the leaf of the beet, because just so you know, you can eat the green section of your beets. When you go in the supermarket, some of them will actually give it to you with the greens on top. Some will not. If you get the greens on top, all you have to do is wash the greens properly, because it will get dusty and dirty and so on. And you can chop those up and use them in your smoothie or add them to your salad. Okay, so that's it. Whisk away, and that is another awesome dessert. Now, I had leftovers. All I did was put them into a container and put that in the fridge, in the freezer, so that next time I can whip up another, pudding for myself, for the family, or for friends who may stop by. Okay, so all I've done now. You can serve the brownie on its own. You can serve, obviously, the pudding on its own. So what I did was to combine them. So I'm displaying that I, carved up the brownie, but then I also pour some of the nice thick bee cacao pudding on top of the brownie, and then sprinkle again some pistachio nuts for color and for texture. And that's pretty much, and you can serve it as is. Okay? And then for juices, grapefruit juice is actually quite high in magnesium. So that's why I want to kind of like say, hey guys, grapefruit is a nice fruit for you to eat or to juice. Here, I just literally put it through my juicer, and there's nothing else in it except for grapefruit. That's it. It is delicious. And then the last thing I did was to make a tea. So as promised, we will be doing, smoothies and drinks and a meal, dessert, but also herbal tea. And my herbal tea of choice this time was soursop, and the reason for that, because it has a nice level of potassium in it as well as other properties, and it's actually very good for you. And I know it's becoming very popular these days. Everyone talking about soursop leaves, so that's the reason why I placed that one as part of the Aries menu today. Okay, so I'm doing a cold press. I'm doing a cold brew soursop leaf tea. All you need are some fresh soursop leaves. I am fortunate that I can actually, have fresh soursop leaves off my tree. Not everyone is. So if you have to purchase the dried version, no issues. Your brewing time might be longer than mine. So all I've done is I just quickly bruise the leaves slightly, just to sort of help to extract all the oils and the nutrients that I need out of it into my tea. Then place those bruised leaves into a jar and cover that with your mineral water and leave it in there for, at least 15 to 20 minutes, longer if you want a stronger brew. Overnight, maybe if you're using the dried version, so it really is infused. Once infused, it gets this nice, green color, pale to mid green color, and that is your soursop leaf cold brewed soursop leaf tea. And that concludes Aries in this Zodiac Man series, where I've given you all the information about you being an Arian, what it means, what source you're missing, and a few ideas of what you can prepare as an Arian to obtain some of these mineral salts that you may be lacking. So, thank you for joining me on this journey. I hope you have learned something. I hope you have resonated with something that I may have said. And, hopefully you try some of these recipes. Okay? So until next time, when we meet again in this particular series, we'll be talking about Taurus, but there'll be other stuff in between. But the next time we touch on the zodiac sign series, it will be talking about Taurus. Okay, thank you for watching. Peace and blessings to you and the family. Wish you all the best and wish you a very, very, very happy and blessed day. And again, let us close out by giving all praises and thanks to the Most High God, the Father, the Creator. All praises and thanks to the Lord God thought. I am doing this series, I am doing these channels because I want us to start eating the food that the Creator has instructed us to eat. That is the premise of this channel. Thank you and have a blessed day.